Brenna and Joe and the director of the program, Annie, and I'll let them introduce themselves and then we'll just get started. Joe.
Hey everybody, Joe Doucette. I'm in charge of admissions for all the certificate programs. So if you're planning to apply and have questions about the application process, or anything involved in application for the program, I'm the person to reach out to.
Hi, I'm Brenna. I market the continuing education department, which includes the certificate programs.
And I'm Annie Meyer. I'm the director of the Furniture Design Certificate Program. So I will jump right into it and share my screen with you all. So, MassArt's Furniture Design Certificate Program is a 2.5-year part-time program built for busy lives. We have a strong foundation in both hand tool woodworking and machine woodworking, with the ability to branch out and explore furniture design in a variety of different media. We have a really strong emphasis on design and really fostering each student's individual voice and goals as furniture designers. And so let's get into it. Here is a peek into our machine and bench room, where the majority of our classes happen. I would encourage you all to come for a visit and take a look up close. All of the tools you need are here. We encourage students to start to pick up hand tools along the way, especially as you learn tool care and things like that. But we have a really robust selection of everything you need to make your work right here on campus. We share this shop with the architecture department, sculpture department, and so there's a variety of people in the shop at all times working on different projects, and that cross-pollination is really at the heart of what makes the program so special. As this ability to branch out across the college, you have 2 electives during your time in the program, and you can, here's a peek into the fiber studio, printmaking, metal shop, ceramics, and students who wish to pursue furniture making in another media can spend more time in any of these studios if inspiration strikes. To go a bit through the curriculum, in your first semester, you start with Fundamentals of Woodworking. This is currently taught by Rachel Prentke. It's a Wednesday night class. You learn the fundamentals of hand tool and machine woodworking. You learn sharpening, tool care, how to hand cut and machine cut joinery. And you really get to learn our shop, the bench room and machine room inside and out through the course of this class. Here is an example of, in this class, typically you make a box all together after making some samples of different joints and things like that. And then this is an example of a box from a semester when I taught it. Everyone made the same box, but then everyone branches out to make a box of their own design and start to stretch their design skills. And so here are some examples of boxes that students have made in this class over the last couple of years in both my section and Rachel's. And there's a happy group of box makers all together. In the first semester, you also take a class called From Concept to Object, where you really start to hone your design skills. You learn important drawing and model making skills, but you also study aesthetic sourcing and really start to learn how to pull what drives you out of you and how to develop that into furniture pieces. And you make a small line of furniture and make all these proof of concepts. We make a lot of tiny furniture in this program. So you can see a scale model here. This is a student, Stephen Thrasher, who in Concept to Object in his first semester made that small cardboard cabinet, and then through the course of the program in later semesters was able to bring this design to fruition. Here are some other examples of small pieces of furniture becoming large pieces of furniture. it's really great to see them side by side in the end. In your second semester, you take Furniture 1. This is currently taught by Heather Dawson. The project is sort of a case on a base. You learn both stick and case joinery. And so everyone designs and builds a stand with a case on top. Here's an example of one student's custom piece to hold a series of books. Another recent student project from that class, here's a class collection from a couple semesters ago. So everyone can sort of scale this project and change the dimensions and make a couple design decisions as they dip their toes into building their first piece of furniture. You also take an elective in your second semester. This one example of what that might be is welding. Welding and metalwork are pretty popular choice, I would say, for electives, and students do like to incorporate those skills into their furniture design as they move forward. Another one that's been popular is a sculptural weaving class taught by Natalie Maybach. In the top left, you can see a project made in that class, also by Stephen Thrasher. And then in the bottom, you can see how he ended up applying the skills he learned in this sculptural weaving class to a furniture project. The right two, the top is by Mario Davila, the bottom by Liz Welch. These were both done in casting classes. And that's been another popular option with certificate students. We have really a wonderful foundry, and it's a great thing to make use of during your time at MassArt. In semester 3, move on to Furniture 2, and you start to build objects more start to finish of your own design. So some of the things that you flesh out in concept to object, you'll have your models, you'll have your drawings, you'll have your shop plans sort of worked out, and then in Furniture 2, you can really hit the ground running. This is going to be taught by Oliver Strand this coming fall. And in semester 3, there's also a class called Applied Techniques, which is a really fun class that is broken into modules. And so you take each module with a different expert in a variety of techniques. Sometimes we change these in and out, but most often, and what's going to be happening this fall, is you'll take 3 weeks of carving and shaping, 3 weeks of seam bending, 3 weeks of bent lamination, and 3 weeks of wood turning. And we'll also have a day of tool sharpening built into this as well. And so you really do a lot of experimentation and samples and all kinds of stuff in this class. And then you'll learn how to apply sort of these more advanced techniques in your projects as you move forward. There's a sample from a seam bending module. And then in your 4th semester, you continue to work on some of your own designs. You use this time to continue model making, often making another piece of furniture entirely and working towards building your final collection of pieces. You also have space in this semester for your second elective, which again can happen in any studio. Here's an example of our ceramics studio. And then in semester 5, you just have your one class, which is your final project. And students often work on a larger scale, more ambitious project, sort of a capstone piece in this semester. Your graduating semester, you are expected to show your final collection, and students actually have the opportunity to show work along the way. We have an annual furniture show every February. Here's some show posters from past shows. And so you'd be able to participate in this show every year and show a couple pieces. And in your final semester, you'll have a bit of a spotlight within one of these shows. Here's a bird's eye view of one of our shows, which was Not Your Granny's Rocker a few years back. And here's a very full opening reception. Okay, so some questions you might have. You might wonder who the faculty are. So here is some of our current faculty. I mentioned Heather Dawson teaching Furniture 1 and Rachel Prentke, Oliver Strand also teaching classes. Mitch Ryerson actually just finished his final semester, but I'm sure it will still be in the loop and visiting, offering final critiques and the like. Mitch has been an important part of the program since its inception. And Frank Crichton teaches our design class, Concept to Object. And here's some samples of everybody's work. Okay, so you might be wondering what you will make, which will look very different for every student. You're really going to make what you want to make. Some people might not even know what they wanted to make before starting, but the program is really designed to pull that out of you as we practice our design skills. But your final collection will have some sort of cohesive thread. You'll focus on something that is uniquely you and build a collection around it. So here are some sample collections of Stephen Thrasher, Joe Sheehan, Mario Davila, Adi Kitov, Richard Burns, Liz Welch. So you can see everyone really has their own take that makes their collection uniquely theirs. So if you're interested in applying, you can do all of that online. All of this information is available on our website, and it's a fairly simple platform. Joe introduced himself in the beginning and is sort of your go-to person for application questions. And you may also be wondering if you can visit, which the answer is absolutely yes. I'm happy to meet people on campus, give you a tour of our shop. It's quieter over the summer, but still a bunch happening, and the shop's certainly still there. So happy to show you around. And I'm also happy to answer any questions. I can, our final slide here about staying in touch. There's the general CE email, also my email, almeyer@massart.edu. You can check out some sort of behind the scenes, what we've been doing in the shop, stuff on our MassArt Furniture Instagram. But if anyone has any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch. And I will stop my screen share there, and we can